Hello. Thanks for listening to the 2019 spring season of Klipsun Out Loud, a collection of podcasts produced through Klipsun magazine. Throughout this series, all reporters will be diving into the theme of passages. I'm your host, Alex Tupel. Now, it's springtime, and that means one thing: no football. As you other football fans know, we are in that awkward period where the Super Bowl has just ended and the draft is coming upon us. However, we have 6 painful months until football action resumes. But today I will be talking about the NFL and the lack of minority head coaches and front office members. This has been an issue that I don't think enough people in the mainstream media are talking about on ESPN or Fox Sports. Currently, there are only 3 minority head coaches in the NFL. The coach of the Los Angeles Chargers, Anthony Lynn, and Mike Tomlin of the Pittsburgh Steelers, who are both African American, and the Carolina Panthers head coach, Ron Rivera, who is Hispanic. The Miami Dolphins are expected to hire Brian Flores, a former New England Patriots linebacker coach, who is also black. However, as far as general managers go, there's only one minority GM in the NFL. The most minority coaches at one time in the NFL was 8, but only 8 coaches that are minorities in the NFL equals a quarter of the coaches. This issue was met head-on by the NFL when in 2003 they introduced the Rooney Rule. This policy requires league teams to interview ethnic minority candidates for head coaching and senior football operation jobs. It is cited as an example of affirmative action in the league. However, there is no quota or preference given to minorities in the hiring of candidates. The rule is named after former Pittsburgh Steelers owner Dan Rooney. It was created because in 2002, there were 2 black coaches fired, Tony Dungy and Dennis Green. At this time, Dungy had a winning record, and Green had just had his first losing season in 10 years. After the famous civil rights attorney, Johnny Cochran, and Cyrus Mary released a study that showed although black coaches win a higher percentage of games, they were less likely to be hired and more likely to be fired than white head coaches. Following the study, former players Kellen Winslow and John Wooten put together a self-named affinity group of minority scouts and coaches and front office personnel to advocate for the rule's creation. In 2006, the rule was in place for 3 years, and the amount of head coaches who were minorities went up from 6 to 22%. In 2009, the rule was revised to not only include head coaches, but general managers as well. Here is current Pittsburgh Steelers head coach Mike Tomlin on the Rooney Rule.
I have many thoughts, and I think there are many elements of this discussion that needs to be chewed on by all of us. The original intent and the spirit of the rule being one thing, not to dictate the process, but to simply slow the process down, to encourage people that want to follow the spirit of the rule to take time to get to explore worthy candidates. But to me, there are other elements of the discussion that are developing quickly that aren't being discussed as much. The utilization of search firms in the hiring process eliminates some of the transparency that makes the upkeep of the spirit of the rule easier. I'd be interested in peeling back the curtain and having open discussions about why people choose to use search firms to make hires, right, and what the process of the search firms are, and who the decision-making people within the search firm game are. There's so many elements of this discussion that needs to be had.
Although there is this rule in place, it is clear for everyone to see how ineffective it actually is. The amount of minority NFL head coaches and front office members is still very disproportionate. You've been listening to the 2019 spring season of Klipsun Out Loud. For more stories, please visit our website at www.klipsunmagazine.com.